Okay, my bad.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready now.
Welcome to the Foul Out Podcast. I'm a host, one of the hosts. These are the other hosts, Anthony Gibson, Shaquille, and today we got a special guest, Cameron Scott, aka Woodstock Socrates. I wish we had some applause music, but we ain't paying for the full one. We ain't paying for the full.
That's it. We just need some sponsors. Some sponsors.
Yeah,
There we
Yeah,
go.
we get some sponsors around episode 100. Right
yeah,
now we're
yeah.
on episode 3.
So welcome,
All right,
welcome
so
to the Fallout, the Foul Out podcast. You know, we just keeping it real, talking about stuff from tech to business, to gossip. So the first thing we want to check off, I want to know what y'all think about this right here. DJ Academics under fire over grooming allegations, disturbing comments towards a minor. Did y'all see that story?
Nine God.
yeah, did you want to play it?
I don't have it queued up. But
Well,
you talk about
I
it now.
listened to it earlier, man. It's some tough stuff to listen to, man. I gotta be real with you. There's not a whole lot that boy is gonna say to get out of this. I mean, he already got dropped by a few platforms, and you can kind of try to rehab this, but I don't know, man. That was pretty ignorant. Not even really. It was egregious, realistically.
do you watch Academics like at all? Cam?
When something major happens during the beef, I'm gonna tune in. I don't really like it, to be honest with you, but if it's really something big in hip hop going on, I'll give it a listen.
Gotcha. Yeah, see that's the thing, is like I listen to him like kind of frequent, and that's kind of like, if I'm just being real, I'm not trying to shoot him no bell or nothing, but that's kind of his comedy. Like, that's the way he joke around. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's say you looked at a girl and you was like, no, I'm just giving an example. You look at a girl, you like, man, she look good. He'll say something like, yeah, bro, like you a wife that? Like, you'll put a ring on her finger? Like, you'll go up to her dad and ask for her hand? You know, that's the way he joke. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
but
like,
to a grown man, I know 15-year-old. And
Hey,
then the crazy part, the part that sounds so crazy is you can't even say, man, I didn't know his age, because he sound like a kid. You hear his voice? You can play it. I'll send it to you. Like, he sound like a kid, bro. And then he was like, the
Yeah, I
part
need to
what he
hear it.
said, he said, you always wanted to be beside me. Now I can't even say it.
hey, man.
I can't even say
Yeah,
it,
you don't
man.
regret saying it, though.
I
Say
can't
it.
even say it. Y'all ain't gonna clip me and say, see him, he with it, him. But no, we can't be afraid to say things. Look, we got lawyers, and we got the truth. If we do get clipped for saying something crazy, I'm glad Shaq will get up under the bus for us, you know?
No, he making too much money to be talking like this. To be real, he making way too much money to be talking like that. He under
I
the
need to
mic.
hear.
Man,
I need to hear what DJ Academic said, man, because I haven't
okay.
even seen what he
he's
said.
Let
about to
me
play it. I
yeah,
sent it to you through
let me
message.
go ahead and play it.
For all the other folks out here, they ain't heard it either.
Can
If
y'all hear
yeah,
that?
if Max said he
Yeah.
wanted to try
Yeah.
fuck you, will you let him fuck you?
No.
Why not?
You know not?
Yeah. You can have.
Wait.
Wait.
If I can't fuck you, I'm cutting you off.
No, yeah. Suppose he's like, yo, bro. Listen, you always wanted me to be next to you. Now I could be inside of you. Pause.
Whoa.
Nah,
You
he
said
say,
suck a dick though.
yeah.
Yes,
Whoa.
Yo, what's even crazier is there's more, and it did get worse. We ain't have to hear that, but it
Yeah.
got worse than that, realistically.
Shaq, did you hear it?
Yeah, I heard enough. I heard enough. That's crazy. Why was he saying that? What was his
I don't know.
response? Like, did he just like
Now he got a
I'm
response
sorry.
video, and Black Boy Max. I mean, it's a whole thing, bro. We don't even want to get into all that. But Black Boy Max feel like academics trying to drag him into it, but the dude is a his name is Nord, and he like 15. He a streamer. He make money streaming or whatever, and I guess academics felt comfortable to say that. But I don't think he was trying to
Yeah,
get at the kid or nothing like that. The little kid even said though. He said, "I mean, that'll be grooming."
No,
At
he
15,
he
bro,
asked
he was
him if
saying
he
that.
would let Black Boy Max get him pregnant.
Yeah,
Hey,
Wow.
yeah.
what we doing here? What we doing?
why? You know what? I feel like some people just get in a they get in a state where they just feel like they can just say anything, and then they just keep talking. Like, you ever been in one of those situations where, like, I don't know, maybe you with like your buddies or something, and then you're just kind of just talking, you're just kicking it, and you're not really thinking about what you're saying. You're just saying stupid stuff, and then you may not have enough self-awareness to realize that, hey, you're kind of weirding everybody out by what you're saying, but you just think you're just talking, just being cool with your buddies, and but we're not on a national, TV saying this stuff like he's saying it, on the national scale, right? And then, but also there's an added element of it being a little boy, which is weird. But I will say, I do remember growing up and some older dudes, whenever I was younger, saying some weird stuff to me too, and I'm like,
Is it weird though? 'Cause I remember being at prom, and I was a junior taking a senior prom, and this girl, she was like a fully developed woman. I was a skinny little kid. Well, they know who I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? And I'm up there walking with her. I'm skinny. She, all the way look like she a grown woman. I walk in there, everybody looking like, boy, what that boy doing? And I went in the bathroom. It was a grown man up in there. He was washing his hands. I don't even think he peed yet, but I was washing my hands, and he walked next to me. He said, "Boy, what you gonna do with that?" He said, "Well, what you gonna do with that? You gonna take it home tonight?" This man offered to show me moves and everything. I was like, "Nah."
what?
I was like, "Man, I mean, no, we just having a good time. We just out on prom, man." And man, and he said some inappropriate stuff, but older dudes do kind of. But that was on some hetero stuff. He didn't say he wanted to do nothing. I,
Yeah,
there's an additional element there with, with their conversation. But yeah, I don't
yeah,
know, man. But to your point though, man, I feel like that is like a thing though, right? It's like, is people say
yeah.
stuff when they don't have people looking at them, or they're not aware that they're being watched, if you know what I mean. Like if I imagine, if there was a woman in the bathroom with y'all, he wouldn't have
She
said
would have
that
thought
stuff to
she would
you.
have thought that was weird for him telling a 16-year-old how to, how to, I don't know.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But
Now, I'm not condoning what
oh,
he said though, so he shouldn't
nah,
have been
he
saying
kind of
that to the kid. That's weird. But
yeah, he said the inside you part. That's the part that's like, yo. But what he say Twitch didn't ban for that. He said Twitch banned him because Aiden Ross got on stream with him. Twitch and Aiden Ross got beat. Um,
huh, interesting.
oh
yeah,
wow.
that's what he said. I don't know. I'm like, hey, how ironic, right? All right, what you got up here, Lane?
Yeah.
Trump
Okay.
signs
So
Doge.
now let's shift the convo a
Moving
little
the
bit.
topic.
Yeah. Moving over to like Trump. Trump, first few days in office, these are some of the executive orders that he signed on his first couple of days, renaming the Gulf to Gulf of America. It's only two sexes, male and female. Uh, cartels are considered terrorists. He removed us from the Paris Climate Accord, and he stopped the TikTok ban for 75 days. So, like, man, what do y'all think about Trump on his first few days in office? Like, pros, cons, happy, sad, and he also is trying to like encourage companies to like scale back DEI. So what y'all think about that?
For one, DEI. Why you do that,
I
Shaq?
ain't hear no more. I
Man, you can
ain't about
say
to get
whatever. Okay,
deported.
you can say. Man, you ain't. Okay,
Hey, we
look.
live in a weird
DEI
time right now.
DEI is not DEI does not mean black. As a matter of fact, only 13% of the country is black. DEI is not black. DEI is women. It's Hispanics. It's more of them than it is blacks. DEI is veterans. It's everything. So it's not just a stab at black. And I don't know if the Trump administration is that what he hears when he hear that. That's why he got rid of it. I don't know, but DEI is not black, and it's not all about. I didn't know. Thank you. I didn't know what that was. Okay, okay, but yeah. So yeah, DEI is not just black, and I lost my train of thought. Y'all, somebody else take it on.
Yeah, man. I'll be honest with you. I have a whole lot of thoughts on first few days of residency.
Let's hear him.
Okay, well, first we'll start with the DEI. Man, DEI is tough, man, because realistically, it wasn't necessarily benefiting Black Americans in the way that it was intended. I mean, I saw a poll from I think a company called Zippia. 76% of chief DEI officers are white people. Just
I
out
saw
there,
that too.
So we're not really generally driving this progress. But here's the bigger issue here. The Democratic Party really fell into identity politics during this last election cycle and over the last 4 years after the kind of the George Floyd and Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor kind of riots, protests. Depending on which side of the aisle you're on, you're going to see them differently. They overdid it, and then they got way too beholden to special interest groups in ways that, to be real, completely took the focus off who this stuff's supposed to serve. Black people, we're owed a debt in this country. Just put it straight out there, man. We've done a lot. Our ancestors have been through a lot. Our parents have been through a lot. I have older parents, man. My parents experienced segregation. They was drinking out those separate water fountains. It's
Yep.
different.
Same.
But what happened was with DEI, DEI got pulled in so many directions that it kind of obfuscated what it was really for. And they lost sight of it. Fast forward to now, they about to burn the whole thing down. So even if it wasn't just straight up DEI as in black people, any progress or any kind of programs that were made in any way to benefit blacks, like you're kind of seeing with the I cannot think of Robbie Starburst. He's the kind of conservative crusader who's been doing a lot of like going after scholarships for black kids, going after organizations where black women are trying to secure VC funding and fund their own startups, etc. There's been an overwhelming backlash, and because of it, we're gonna lose a lot in the process from all of this, just being overall collateral damage. And when you got a very, very, very famous person that I hate to throw his name out there, but Mr. Elon apartheid himself.
Yeah.
We may have to edit that out. But when you have some of these people running the country and really kind of
I ain't editing nothing. I'm ready for Elon. I could beat him.
Man, that dude is racist, man. There's no way, shape, or form around that, man. You might have saw him speaking at the AFD rally over this past weekend, kind of railing against multiculturalism and how it kind of waters down culture. But then when you're over here, you're talking about the need for meritocracy in a colorblind society. So which one is it? But man, I don't want to overly take up the point too much, but I'm going to kind of end with this and throw this back out for more discussion. As of right now, Trump is basically disintegrating the entire civilian federal government. They're tearing that down, dude. I lived in D.C. area before this, so I've kind of gotten a chance to kind of see how some of this stuff works. If you ain't with them, you're out at this point, and America's gonna see the ramifications of these things for the next few years. But I will give Trump kudos on maybe one thing. We should have been got back into manufacturing. I mean, it doesn't make sense to make small widgets and whatnot, but you know, I don't see a problem with trying to force companies to actually make their products on U.S. soil. I just don't think that the way that we're going about some, probably about 90% of things are the way they should be done. And I think it's all kind of just a greedy cash grab. But I'll let somebody else kind of chime in a little bit to follow up on what I just said.
Yeah, yeah. I wanna touch back on what you said about the people that ran the DEI programs. Um, a lot of them weren't black, and if you type this on Google right now,
Mm.
top beneficiaries of DEI programs. Anybody want to guess who the top beneficiaries were? White women.
White women.
White women, exactly. Anybody want to guess who number two was? Latinos. Number three, Asians.
Yeah, I saw that coming.
Number
Yeah.
four, Native Americans. Number five, veterans. Number six,
Mm.
people with disabilities. Number seven, African Americans. So it's like one part of me is like, you know what I'm saying, DEI, they scaling it back, and black people, we in an uproar talking about we gonna boycott Target and stuff. But on the other hand, I'm kind of like, bro, 99% of black people that you know, the position that they in, they got it off merit, not DEI. Now it might be a little different for some for those other demographic groups. But bro, we was at the bottom of beneficiaries of DEI. So I honestly I feel like it's not gonna hurt black Americans as much as people think. But what I do know for sure is they put us as the cover story for DEI. And that's what made people hate it. Like, oh, we don't want to try to help them black folks out. But really, they tricked them. They tricked them into ruining things for themselves. I'm finna show you this right here. Duke.
They use their own hate against them.
Exactly.
Mm.
And then I want to show you this right here. Duke, Yale, and Princeton University, all top colleges. Do you remember who? You remember who the ones who were saying the ones who were saying that race shouldn't be accounted for when deciding who gets enrolled into colleges? Princeton, Yale, and Duke are down in Asian enrollment. So ever since they got rid of that, their enrollment has gone down. They thought that if they got rid of that, then they would be getting in over black people. Black enrollment percentages are still the same. They just cut them out. So I think the same thing is going to happen to white women in the workplace. They tricked them into thinking we were the ones benefiting from that, when in actuality, they really just tricked them into getting rid of themselves. That's what I'm expecting. Shaq, what you think?
Uh, that's the statistic that you just pulled up is kind of interesting to me, and you bring up a good point about how black people have gotten to where they're at based off of merit and not necessarily because of DEI. And I wonder, like I'm kind of looking at the metadata a little bit there, or just imagining some metadata there for how that could be true. You know what I mean? And so where I'm getting at is that like I wonder if there if the fact that we have identifiers just kind of naturally with us being black with them not seeing us that differentiate us. So like maybe the DEI was never even needed to be a factor. Like they already knew that we were a black candidate when we applied, right? For instance, I mean, my name is Shaquille Carter. They know I'm black, right? They don't need me to check a box on there to know I'm black. I mean, you can list out a whole bunch of names. You can Laquan, whatever, it list out all of the names that we all consider stereotypical. So I wonder if that has something to do with it, right? Like for the claim that we got to where we're at based off of merit and not necessarily off of DEI. Whereas with a lot of other cultures, they try to assimilate by taking on the same names that you have, a lot of white Americans have, right? So like, and everyone's be like, no, what's your real name? Right? Your real name isn't Alex. Your real name isn't John. What's your real name? But we're the only culture that didn't really do that entirely. Like we still try to maintain some kind of identity that separates us. So anyways, you bring up a good point, and it's interesting to me that the Asian enrollment went down and the black stayed the same. I wonder why, right? And I wonder why
The reason
we
is because
didn't benefit from.
and I told my mom this the other day. Black people, we're never given anything. Anything we get is because we earn it. But the perception is that we're given stuff, and they give us stuff too much, and it's easy to pry and try to and bring that side out of other people. No, stop giving to them, they get too much. Well, really, we don't get anything. Anything we get, we gotta work for. But see, they use that hate.
Twice as hard.
Yeah, they use that hate against them, like we said before. But I do want to do a interesting little oh no, it's coming out of my AirPods now. But anyways, interesting exercise I want to do. Name one good thing about Trump's presidency so far. I'll go first. I like how he just came in and he had a list of executive orders and he just signed them. All the stuff he wanted to do, he just went in there and did it. And see, that's the thing. Is like, it just seems like Republicans like wield their power a lot better than Democrats. I've never seen a Democratic president do something like that. They usually
Democrats
come
soft.
in and just
Soft.
chill.
Soft, man.
I don't know if I would say they chill, but
Well,
I do agree that they're less proactive.
Charming.
I think
what I would,
they try to
what I
be
like.
dem.
Go ahead.
Nah, oh,
Go ahead, Shaq. Go
Anthony
ahead, Shaq.
left again.
He's
No,
changing his
I
mic.
was just Gotcha. Yeah, no, I was just gonna say I feel like they try to be diplomatic. They try to hold on to the the culture of we're all in this together. We need to be respectful of history and the way that we've always done things. And I think the thing that Trump is doing is just he's turning that up on his head and he's saying we don't have to do that.
Well,
Which I don't necessarily like that. Uh, but anyways, I'll go ahead and let you go, Arkeem.
yeah. Well, what
What's
I
your favorite
like that he
things?
did, I'm not gonna lie, it's something that benefits me and Anthony as well. I like drill, baby, drill.
Down south.
I like drill, baby, drill because no, we own an 18 wheeler, right? Me and Anthony, we own an 18
Mhm.
wheeler and it's in the oil fields, right? And that just opens up like now there won't be any uh, like waiting in between. Like they just ended the well last week, and two new wells started today. So the only thing with fracking is that sand that we're hauling, and there's pneumatics, the trailers that we're hauling with our driver, and DEI whatever. The driver that we've employed, he's 59 years old, white man, 59-year-old white man, and he drives for two young black guys. you know, and we work together perfectly. He voted for Trump. When I met him, he had a Trump hat on, but I didn't care about none of that because, he came ready to work. So, these people got these ideologies, and he's saying Trump, forget DEI, but he coming to a black man to give him his paycheck, you know? So these are things that just entertain people for the most part. Most people ain't in the game. Most people just watching the game, you know? But like myself, I'm in the game. Who talking about fracking? But Kamala said she fracking too. But like I said, I'm in the game. What these people say and do affects me. I'm a full time entrepreneur. Been like that for like 7 years, man. Things they say with Trump, I can write off anything. Now I can say, "Oh yeah, them crackers I bought, that was my lunch, and I want to write off and get 30% of that back." I can do that. Hunter Biden, you really couldn't do that. But I mean, I understand it. What? Nah, you gotta get out of here. If somebody else go.
Man, okay. I'll say this, man. As much as I hate to admit it, sometimes I'm a sucker for just a little bit of nationalism. I mentioned earlier, man, talking about bringing back more manufacturing to the United States. Just kind of have, for all issues, man, he kind of does have an America First policy. Sometimes it might seem like it's him first before America, but
It is for sure. But
so,
Oh,
dude, for so long, man, these politicians, man, have just let other countries eat our lunch. Now, I'm not too crazy about the whole H-1B visa thing, man. I was hoping he was going to crack down on that a little harder myself, but I just want jobs for Americans, man. However we can get those, and if he's going to be a proponent of that, I'm rocking with him because all my money is invested here. I need these companies to do good, no matter how crazy things start to look. You know what I mean?
talk to me.
You
I'll,
that's
can
I'll
look
get
real.
you
right,
into
That's
some
real.
porn.
but
I'll
if
get you
I
in
can
some
put
porn
food on
stocks,
the
man.
table and I can build wealth and then start to own assets, you know, life gets a whole lot easier on that. Yeah, it's just stupid, man. America should have been brought back a lot of business here. Should have been investing in making stuff on their own. Should have been investing in their own people. I
Yeah,
don't know
yeah.
why.
Let me jump in right there on what you're saying. Because okay, so when you say he's bringing back manufacturing, so how I'm looking at the tariffs thing, everybody, all of them about tariffs and how it's going to be inflationary for us in America. But is what he's trying to do is like say we're imposing tariffs coming into America. So come into America and build your own stuff so you don't have to bring it in. Is that effectively like the plan?
That's what I've gathered from it, right? And that actually was what I was gonna say, kind of on the same lines as you can. That has been the only thing that I feel like Trump has his policy could long term be beneficial for us because it is going to force companies to buy stuff from home instead of going to China, Taiwan, the list of places that we buy stuff from now, everything that has made in Mexico, made in China on. I feel like it essentially levels the playing field, right? It's like if it costs me, if I can get 10 packs of basketballs from China for $10, but it costs me, $50 to do it in America. Well, let me add a 50 or 100% tax on China now, right? And now it's going to cost me, 35 or $40 to get it from China versus $50 from America. Well, I might as well just go ahead and get it from America. So because it's not going to be even. They're still just that much lower. But I think to your point, they're just trying to make it more appetizing to just buy stuff from local. And at that point, if you don't buy from local and the pricing is about the same, now you're just anti-American.
Yeah, man. You
uh,
want to offshore workers? Tariffs on you, man. I'm sorry.
Well, look,
Yeah, it's
I'm tired of this get by mentality. I want to get over. Okay? And that's what he about. He about getting over. He not about getting by. The problem you gonna have is always gonna be when you worry about other people's feelings too much. And that's what the Democratic Party does. They worry about other people's feelings too much. And when you do that, you wreck. You can wreck an economy like that. We got proof of it. And personally, I like how he coming in. He's stepping on toes. He making threats to other countries. That's just what you're supposed to do as a president. You're supposed to be a big stick and have everybody be afraid if you ever use it. You know, we got Putin over there. We don't know what Kim Jong-un got going on. And we need somebody to try to, threaten him a little bit. We need to do some shakedowns because what is the debt ceiling at right now, Lloyd?
like 35 trillion.
35 trillion. We need somebody to come shake somebody, hang somebody upside down and shake him until the dimes come out. That's what we need in America right now. So,
Real
I mean,
talk.
if
Can
Trump
I
gonna
ask a
do
question?
that, go ahead.
Let me ask you a question though, because I've been seeing a lot of people comparing the way that Trump has been behaving, to comparing it to the way that Hitler behaved whenever he joined, maybe whenever he was elected in Germany, right? And there are a lot of people with the same mentality. It's going to be better for me. I'm going to be able to make more money from this. He's going to get at the people that are causing me to not have money, right? He's going to shake them down in essence, right? The same thing, but then the question I have then is there a point in which you feel like, okay, he's going too far, because you did make the comment that, like, we you care about too many people's feelings, then that's a problem. But I kind of think that the opposite. I kind of feel like, personally that if you don't care about people's feelings is when the problem does happen, because then you have anarchy, right? And
Yeah,
that's what I'm concerned about happening, right? Because, for instance, if I'm standing in line at McDonald's, waiting to get my cheeseburger, and the person behind me doesn't have the common decency or the social awareness, or I like to refer to a term of a social contract, right? If they don't have that kind of mentality, and they just say, I'm just gonna get in front of you," and you're like, "What are you doing?" They'd be like, "Well, there's nothing you can do to stop me from getting in front of you, so I'm just gonna stand in front of you," right? But you gotta have that social contract, that
well,
self-respect for each
well,
other.
see, I see what you're saying, but
Mhm.
see, when I say stop worrying about people's feelings, I'm talking about those white people too. All right, I'm talking about those white people who they just don't like the fact that DEI exists. Look, f them, f the F the matter. F everybody and get this debt ceiling down. That's what I'm saying. Forget everybody's feeling. Look, matter you got rights. You ain't gonna die. You got rights. You ain't gonna die. Everybody, white nationalists, you got right. You always had rights. You ain't gonna die. All these little bitty groups. Those people who just wanna, man, I just wanna see, I just wanna see them close the border off. Hey, look, man, do what you're gonna do. If you're gonna close the border, do whatever. But in the real grand scheme of things, that ain't doing nothing. Look, lock them up, throw them in jail, shoot the cartel members, whatever you got to do. But let's get this debt ceiling down. The only way we're gonna do that is putting other people's money in your pocket. That's the only way to make money. Now look, I can't go out on the street and rob somebody. Well, I can, but I ain't gonna make it that far. America can go out on the street and rob somebody, and ain't nothing gonna happen. Look, that 33 trillion out there in the street, go get it. And if you the dude, show me. If you not, then I'm gonna just be real. But I'm saying go out there and shake and turn some of these other countries upside down, because you're already doing it with the diamonds. They did it to Africa. They did it to with the oil with Iraq and Afghanistan. Okay, what's stopping you now? Go turn these boys upside down and shake them till dimes fall out their pocket until them dimes stack up and say 35 trillion. That's what I'm saying. Forget all this other stuff.
But I feel like you have a conflict though, or we have a conflict right now because in those scenarios that you listed, we've always had a supporting squad behind us. So if you're the big bad bully in high school and you got your crew of boys behind you, you got three or four dudes behind you they're gonna back you up, then yeah, you can roll around and throw your weight around, take people's lunch, push them on the ground. You feel a little bit more comfortable,
We
right?
always
But
been that
like,
though.
yeah, but it's a different time though. Like, yes, we have the biggest military. Yeah, we have that stuff, right? But like, throw the whole world at us because right now the
NATO.
whole
No, we got
world,
NATO. We got NATO.
Oh no
We
no no no
protecting
no!
all these other people.
We popping off a little
Trump
bit of
doesn't
NATO right
want.
now. We just U.S. right now. Just U.S.
Yeah, yeah, NATO ain't rocking with us, man. And who knows?
But
We might not even
but
be
being
in NATO.
realistic, we are NATO, man. Sanction me.
That's what
Who
I
gonna
was about
sanction
to
me?
say,
Who,
bro.
who gonna sanction me? Nobody. But I'm gonna be real with you, man. If you poor, you probably about to struggle a little bit. Like if you don't have it together, this ain't the time to really be in America. It's always been a country of the
It's gonna
have
be
and have
bad.
nots. But more than anything now, you just got to be on game at all times. And just being real, like if you know how to make money, this is a good time for you. You know how to invest, you know how to entrepreneur, you know how to navigate. Now is the time for it. But if you don't know how to do that, it's gonna be tough. It's a whole lot of grandmamas that's gonna be struggling out here, man. Medicaid might get cut a little bit. We gonna see what happens. It's gonna be interesting, man. I think the whole thing, the whole way you're moving is a little too rash, and there's just not a lot of account. The way that they're kind of dismantling the government as far as getting rid of certain inspector generals, just firing them outright, and just doing sort of things, there's not going to be a lot of accountability. Now you do have those midterm elections in 2026, and just maybe, we can get the Democratic Party to stop just lying down and being unrealistic. Dude, you would have thought they was high on mushrooms, dude. The way that they just be all over the place talking about nothing. They got to reconnect with the regular person, the real issues, putting money in people's pockets, keeping them safe, letting them have a reasonable life and a chance at that. Not just all this other distractions. That's kind of what it boils down to. A lot of people stupid, man. A lot of people don't pay attention. They ain't even look at none of this Trump stuff that he talking about. They don't care about that. They say, hey, what my pockets looking like right now? If we up or we down? If we up, we good. But if we down, we down.
Yeah, good segue. So
But like
speaking
I
of
said, go ahead.
speaking of pockets, what y'all think about this? Black-owned brands urge U.S. consumers not to boycott Target over end of diversity efforts.
Think it makes it. I agree with the black owned brands because what's going to
Exactly
happen
because
whenever they stop doing well in the store? They're going to kick them out the store. They're going to say, "Well, you can't. You're not doing as well as L'Oreal, so I'm gonna take Black Girl Magic off my shelf, right? Like you're not making me money, so then it's gonna be even harder for them to get back in the stores at that point.
I mean, just be realistic, man. People ain't about to stop shopping at Walmart, shopping at Target. These are
yeah,
rich
you
people
can't.
privileges to just stop shopping at these places. Now I am gonna say this. I'm gonna spend a little extra money at Costco just because they was, you know what I'm saying, they tried to do a little bit of diversity or whatnot. They tried to say, okay, we ain't just gonna lay down. But when you saw that these companies that were supposedly so big on DEI, they canceled their stuff immediately. It didn't even take that much prodding. You already know they ain't really care about it in the first place. So I mean, I don't know why you really tripping about it. I mean,
It
Walmart
works.
and Target aren't exactly the most ethical companies. Maybe Target more so than Walmart, dude. But Walmart really, is Walmart the largest employer in America? Would
I
you think
think
you gonna
so.
stop? You gonna stop
Yeah.
working at? Oh, you think the door greeter gonna stop working at Walmart because they ain't selling no I don't know, whatever tablet selling over there. It's just real unrealistic. I do say though, if you can, if you have it like that and you really feel strongly, put your money where your mouth is. Exercise your opinion with your consumer power, which is something that black people in general in this country need to start doing more of.
I
And it also
agree,
kind of segues.
That's
We
where I'm
should have
coming
our own
from.
stuff. There's no
that
reason for us not to have our own points of distribution. I should be able to go to a black-owned online e-commerce destination that houses all of these black products and is
Yeah.
delivering them to me reliably and efficiently with integrity. So a lot of it's our fault, man. You can't rely on these white people to do stuff for you. Just like, oh, well, can I get a job at the government? Oh, can I use your distribution network? No, man, it's time for us to build our own distribution networks, our own marketplaces. We shouldn't have to rely on these places.
yeah. I guess I kind of it's like I'm kind of split. On one hand, I kind of agree with a boycott, cause man, I don't know if y'all remember how they did Bud Light. I'm just gonna call it redneck
I do.
white folks. Man, they put a transgender on one of those commercials. Those redneck white folks said, "We not buying nothing else from Bud Light." Bud Light went from being the number one beer to it's like number three now. Modelo is
To
number
Modelo,
one,
Modelo.
and Michelob Ultra is number two. Now, what they don't know is the same people that own Michelob Ultra is the same people that own Bud Light. But they showed Bud Light, don't ever do that again, right? And that's kind of what I feel like black people need to do. The same way we did with the buses back in the day. We need to show somebody. We need to make an example out of somebody and say, don't play with us like that no more. Don't do it no more.
I don't think we
Well,
have
the
a discipline
main
I
for
feel you. I feel you on that, but I just don't. I don't think that's the way to do it personally, because who? No one else is buying black people stuff inside Target and Walmart except for black people. And if we boycott, we're taking money. We're taking money away from the black owners too. They're not feeding themselves because we said we're gonna boycott Target, but now they can't pay their employees. They can't
they
pay
got a website, don't
their
it?
shipments.
They got a website, don't it? We ain't got to get it out of Target. The only place it is ain't Target. I hope not, because if you got a contract with Target, I know you got an Amazon storefront. I know you got a website. Let me get
Talk
it from
about
there.
it.
direct to
Talk about it.
consumer. You got to get it
Yeah,
close to the point
but
of production.
Talk
but
You
I
about
gotta
talking
it.
think
to
about why
Ecom
do
King. You
people.
talking to
Oh,
Ecom King. $2 million in sales, baby. I
yeah,
know
I
how this
hear
works.
you. I hear you though,
Talk about
but
it.
isn't there a benefit though to having your stuff inside of a major
No, they take a
distributor like
No, you
no. They
make
take more of
less.
a.
Walmart,
They take
Target?
more of a cut. They
You
take
make
more of a
less.
cut.
Yeah.
Let me
No,
ask you this,
I
Shaq.
mean from like a because otherwise you have to have your own warehouse to store all that stuff. You got to have a system in place for getting that to UPS, getting it to FedEx, getting it to wherever, and then you got to have that handed off to the last mile delivery person, right? But the main part that I've heard, right? I watched Tabitha Brown talk about this, right? She talked about this specifically. She was like, "Yeah, I can do that kind of stuff," but I would have to figure out a plan to take all this stuff from all these stores all over the country and put it into a place, right? Which ain't that easy. There's not a lot of warehouse space out there. Like as much as we think there is, there's not. That's why there's so many people building commercial warehouse spaces now, right? And it ain't cheap. So there's an element of that too, though, that I think you got to take in consideration before we just say like just sell it online. It's like, well, I got millions of products out there. Where I'm gonna put that stuff? Who's gonna go grab it? Who's Whereas it's already out there. Target is my warehouse. Walmart is my warehouse. In essence, they're holding my stuff at their stores, in the back of their stores, and they're stocking their shelves so people can grab it. It's convenience. I mean, they're taking a cut, but it's convenience for them.
I mean, I don't expect them to pull their products out. I'm talking about us as consumers, man. We have to have the discipline. And I mean, and even if you just I don't even believe we have the discipline that to only go to Target and just buy these specific black things. We're still gonna buy other stuff in there. It's just consumerism is a hell
Oh
of a
yeah.
drug, man. But I really do think, man, right now more than anything, it makes a lot. I haven't been to Walmart or Target since I saw all this stuff happen. To be real with you, and in
Maybe
fact,
shop at Trader Joe's.
I got a nice list for Costco this weekend. Would you say, Arkin?
I said, where you shop at Trader Joe's?
HEB for now.
Oh, okay. Me too.
I
That's
just
where I
been
be at.
at HEB, and I mean, I'm a Costco
Yeah,
member.
same.
I'm about to, I was about to get a new slow cooker from Target or Walmart, but now I might pay a little extra for the one just at Costco. Just a little solidarity, but until here's the thing, man. Back in the day when we had the bus, I was listening to somebody talk about this too. We had those bus boycotts back in the day. Black people were really willing to be uncomfortable in the name of progress. I don't know that modern blacks are really willing to be but so uncomfortable in the name of progress. So that's just kind of how I feel about it. Until we kind of ensue some discipline in ourselves and really fight with our purchasing power the way that you see these other groups of people do, we're not really going to see a difference in how we're treated. And the main thing that makes things move in America is cash money, baby.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I guess
That's
now
a good discussion.
now I want to go ahead and put this on y'all screen. The the recent things that happened this weekend in sports. Josh Allen falls to Pat Mahomes 0-4 in the playoffs. And here's a quote from Pat. Pretty, let me know what y'all think about this. I always feel for him. He's a great player, amazing competitor, awesome dude who I respect so much. I'm sorry it had to be us. But we compete and someone has to win. What y'all think about Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen's rivalry? Is it even a rivalry? Y'all go ahead.
Can I say something? You can't rep on this. You can't. I'm Chiefs. I got a jersey and I got the pants on right now. You can't rep on this. Okay. I don't
Yeah,
know if
about the
y'all know what
pants.
repping is. I don't know if y'all know what repping is. Repping is when somebody brag about beating somebody or brag about doing something to somebody. You can't rep on this. We done beat the man 4 times. Why do y'all think he gonna win this time? Everybody say, oh, you're cheating. Or, oh, what about the refs? What about I mean, look, the refs can't help you win no game. If I go out there and play quarterback, the refs can be on my side. I'm not gonna beat a quarterback that's better than me. I mean, either you make the pass or you don't. Now, I saw everybody saying, "Oh, Josh Allen made that fourth down." Well, look, man, even if he did make it, does that equal them winning the game? No, no, it does not. He had ample time to throw a 90-yard touchdown. Y'all act like it was a hard fight or something. No, the man just couldn't get the job done, just like 4 years in a row. What's so crazy about that? You didn't get it right 4 times and you didn't get it right the fifth time. Oh well. And then these dudes that won the championship about to do a three-peat, been to the championship 5 times in the past 5 years. Come on, man. You can't beat the guys who've been to the championship 5 years in a row. I mean, 5 out of the past 6 years. You can't beat them. Is that hard to believe? But I'm gonna let one of y'all say something and give y'all a hater opinion. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Cam.
Oh, man, let's be real here, man. Mahomes just on a whole different level, and also, you, the Chiefs just a better run organization right now compared to the Bills. The Bills are doing well, but man, Tom Brady was tearing Peyton Manning up back in the day, man, for a while until Peyton Manning finally like snuck one on him in the playoffs. And also, you guys look at it. Stephon Diggs was gone this year. Josh Allen was balling. Well, he was doing a lot of it by himself. Like so much of this year relied on just Josh Allen being amazing. The year they drafted Keon Coleman, and Keon Coleman, man, he's growing up a little bit, but he's not there. Especially like Josh Allen needs another superstar on that offense if he's gonna get past the hump of pass. You're gonna have to overwhelm the Chiefs. You're not just gonna beat the Chiefs. Straight. I mean, let's say they would have played that game 3, 4 times. I'm sure they would have won at least one of them. They could have won two.
Yeah,
But you
yeah.
just straight head to head, they're almost evenly matched. With Mahomes is just on a different level with that X factor. He's got the Tom Brady magic, but paired with the athleticism. Josh Allen is an overwhelming quarterback, but the same way that Lamar's receivers kind of let him down. I mean, the Josh Allen out there throwing to Mac Hollins like he a number one.
Yeah, I think I look at it like
What are we doing here, man?
if Mahomes wasn't in the league, I think Josh Allen would be like he will be perceived as like the best quarterback in the league. Like he's so great. He does this. He might have 2 or 3 rings, you know. But because Josh Allen is great, I truly believe that. Just like Peyton Manning was great, it's just he was up against the greatest. You know, he was up like Josh Allen's ceiling is a 99, but Pat's ceiling is just 101. You know, he can get to a place that Josh just can't get. You know, and I think that's what
Shaq
it's
about to explode.
all about. No, Shaq don't really watch sports like that. That's why I was just kicking it to y'all.
Yeah, no, I'm not a sports guy, but I looked up, I looked up this, like, just some commentary, everything, but between the two of them. And to answer your question, if you start out with, you said, do I think that there's even really a rivalry here? Or I'm assuming, or is it made up? I think it's made up. I literally just looked up what it. We looked up an article after their game this past week, and it says, "Mahomes said to him, 'Love you, brother. Hell of a year, man.'" And then Josh Allen responded back to him, "Go get another one." Yeah.
Right, you think he was speaking to think he was speaking to the Pat's white side or like his whole mix? Hey, yeah, go get another one. I mean, because everybody know what's up. The Eagles don't stand a chance. Eagles don't stand a chance. Everybody know that.
Okay, cool. So that was a
I will
nice little
say,
topic.
I will say that my wife said that she does not want the Kansas Chiefs to win because, man, she thinks they've won too many times.
No such
And
No
she
thing.
such
won.
thing.
No such thing.
No such thing.
You can't limit greatness, man.
But yeah, let's
Yeah.
stay on sports real quick. Let's do some quick hits before we wrap up. First things first, number one pick projections. Who y'all think is gonna be Shadur Sanders or Travis Hunter?
Man, I want to be able to wear this again, man. I want to be able to put one of these jerseys back on, but right now I'm embarrassed about it, man. We've been getting dogged out here.
That's where, fun fact, that's where I was before I became a Chiefs fan, man.
No, that's crazy. You left us like that.
Steve McNair,
But
bro.
wait a minute, Steve McNair.
Hey.
No, let me tell you something. So I was a Titan. I went to Steve McNair's camp. I met Steve McNair in real life. when Steve McNair played at Alcorn in Lorman, Mississippi, Vicksburg, Mississippi is the nearest town. That's where we grew up at. My uncle became a lawyer, successful, had a barbershop. Steve McNair used to get his haircut at that barbershop. And then when he became famous and everything, he came back to the barbershop, brought Eddie George, a lot of guys to the barbershop, and that was just a very historical thing in the city of Vicksburg. And, I was a Steve McNair fan for years. That was this still one of my favorite players, man. But, the woman he married, the black woman that he married, she's from Vicksburg. And, man, I was a fan of this man. I was a fan of this man for a long time, and I was a fan of the Titans. So up until like 2013, 2014, I was like, man, the Titans, man. So I left. I became a Cowboy fan. And then, wait a minute, I became a Cowboy fan right before Dez Bryant dropped that pass. You remember he actually called it, and they said he dropped it. And I was like, man, I was repping the Cowboys for about a week. I heard Stephen A. Smith said, y'all ain't won a playoff game in 25 years. I said, well, I'm back to the drawing board. Back to the drawing board. I was no longer a Cowboys fan. At around 2015, 16, I saw Patrick Mahomes playing. I asked my friend, who was that guy? He said, that's Patrick Mahomes from Texas Tech. I said, wow, he really slinging that thing. Pause. And and that's where it became. It was before they ever won a championship. It was before I just was, and that's when I became a fan around 2016. I didn't have a team for about 3 years.
It's crazy, man. That's crazy.
But
through a whole lot of craziness, man. Sat through a lot of bad seasons. Man, I'll be real with you. Part of me said just go ahead, trade the pick back, man. Get some more picks to try to pick up some good players. Build a team up. And then maybe next year or the year after that, then you get your quarterback. Once you've kind of got a pre-built team, you can just slot the quarterback in so he doesn't get put in a bad situation like these teams do. Part of me says, man, if you looking for another type of Steve McNair type of guy, that boy Cam Ward is like that. Now, I don't know if he's really going to be able to do it in the league the way he's doing. Sometimes, dude, he just be out there lackadaisical. But to me, it's almost like the game is moving slow for him. Like, he just can see, like, the college game is almost too slow the way he plays. So maybe he makes that transition to the NFL, or maybe he gets to the league and he's clueless. And I just don't see Shedeur living in Nashville, Tennessee. I just don't see him being happy and productive playing in a smaller market like that. I think that boy wants to be on the Raiders, the Giants, big time.
Because Dion had been saying like he don't want certain teams to get him, and like it was a little bit of uproar about that. Like, but he don't.
Yeah, but I mean, who you want to go to? Tennessee, Nashville, or you want to go to Cleveland?
Yeah,
that's a graveyard for quarterbacks, man.
Do you think Shedeur is like that? You think he gonna like turn the key in the league?
Shedeur to me is like an upgraded Teddy Bridgewater.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. But if I was picking first, I probably would pick Travis Hunter. But yeah, that was a quick hit. Let's do another quick hit.
Travis. Yeah.
Today they had a Federal Reserve meeting. Fed holds rate steady. No hike, no decrease. Any thoughts on that?
Smart. Once again, hang the guys upside down and go get some of that money because, America. I don't want to hear this shit. I don't want to hear that's bad. That's bad. We don't need to do that. Look, bro, America been doing this since the beginning of time. Now that I'm grown and I want to benefit from some of the fruits of y'all doing all this negative stuff, now we don't do it no more. See, no. See, all them good interest rates and all that stuff from the 80s that all the people, I used to go shopping for a nickel. That's because we had our foot on people's necks. And now that I'm grown, oh, now we finna. No, no. Don't stop the money. Don't stop the money train now that I'm up. Don't make me have to work for it. I want to be in part of the game too. Y'all go out there and do what y'all do and make it better for me. That's my story.
But yeah, I think something a little different.
Okay.
I think that they should not lower the rates. I think it's a smart thing to not do it because if they lower the rates, then what does that do? Right? When they lower the rates, it causes people to want to spend money. When people spend money, what do? They buy stuff. What happens when people buy stuff? There's less stuff available. What happens when there's less stuff available? People raise the prices. So that's a little more difficult for people to get to keep buying stuff. Or they just be like, well, people really like this, people really want this. Let's just keep raising the prices and see how high we can go. And that is how we end up getting an inflation problem. So them keeping stuff expensive, quote unquote expensive, is more so is they're limiting things getting more expensive. Like stuff is already expensive, but they're just limiting it from getting more expensive. I It's the right thing to do, personally. That's just how I feel about it. And I understand that some people don't want that to happen. I understand people feel like, well, if the rates go down, I can buy a home, right? Or rates go down, it's gonna lower. I mean, it's gonna lower my monthly bills. But I think what people don't realize
Yeah.
is that the country doesn't want deflation, so stuff is not going to necessarily get cheaper just because they lower the rates. It's just people are going to feel like they have more money to spend, and whenever that happens, stuff is going to people are going to spend the money. They're going to buy the stuff, but then stuff is going to get more expensive, right? So I think it's the right thing to not raise the rates, and obviously, so does Jerome Powell. So I'm rocking with Jerome.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah, the way I feel about it is like, it's just kind of funny to me how Trump reacted. Like, before the election, when Powell dropped the rates by like zero point 0.5 basis points, Trump was like, "You're dropping them too fast. You're dropping them too fast." But like now that he's in office and he's keeping them steady, Trump is saying like, "Drop them back down to zero." So that's just the funny thing about it to me. Next quick hit up on the board. Let me put it up here. I couldn't get too quality of an image, so I'll just read it for y'all. $5.5 million, the amount in millions DeepSeek spent on training costs. This compares to hundreds of millions and billions spent by OpenAI on ChatGPT. So we all know, DeepSeek is coming straight out of China. China is
Yeah.
kind of shifty when it comes to their accounting and stuff like that. Do y'all believe? Y'all believe they really got that stuff running that much more efficient than OpenAI and all the American giants?
Two things at work
Well,
here. Oh, you go. You
yeah,
go
you
ahead.
go first. Okay, I'll go first. Mine will be short. Well, that depends. Is the majority of that cost American labor? If it is, and different services and things like that. If that's the case, yeah, I believe it. And in China, yeah, it probably can run just as efficient, but way cheaper. It's over in China. You buy a shirt in China for 10 cents. Buy one in America, that same shirt is $40. So yeah, I think that that's very possible. But you can go ahead, Cameron.
There's two things for me. One, I kind of don't trust any numbers coming out of just China, just because it is what it is. Especially when you're talking business competition like this, talk your shit. You're gonna want to make yourself sound good. But two, from what I've been reading, it just seems like a lot of they are using some OpenAI's proprietary models that they've already built out. They've built this on top of that. So yeah, if something already exists, it's a little easier to build on top of it, to use that as a base for what you're doing. You probably could do it cheaper. Could they have done this entire thing from scratch without the prior work that's been done? Absolutely not. But when stuff there's already kind of like that template or basis there, oh, can I improve upon that or build an abstraction on top of it? Yeah, probably could do that. They probably did do that. And,
Yeah, because I remember when DeepSeek first came out, if you asked it, "Are you ChatGPT?" it would say, "Yes, I am ChatGPT."
Yeah, it still
What I
does.
can't get deep sea. I can't get deep sea.
It's really not worth getting, in my opinion. It's more so about like the efficiency that's got everybody in uproar about it.
Does your apps work?
Say what?
Like does your app work? Do you have the deep sea app?
No, I don't plan on getting it.
Oh, I do. I'm with the Chinese. I'm going over to their side. You can't beat them, join them.
It's
And,
just
and when they see that I've been over here on this deep seek instead of open AI and chat GBT, they gonna spare me. They gonna get y'all.
Question: is DeepSeek is this open source?
yeah, I think it
Yeah,
is
it's
open
open
source.
source.
I'm hearing people talk. This is open source, and I mean, anytime, dude, you make something open source, man. I mean, dude, how? Look at Microsoft, man. Like they lost the battle. Like that was feel like the last company that tried to say, and I guess Apple does a little of it, but they just tried to say our stuff is going to be just straight up closed source, superior. And dude, they lost that battle decades ago, man. Anytime you just got a larger community working on something, you're going to be able to iterate a lot faster than you can internally. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's true too.
Hmm.
But yeah, man, that's all I have for tonight. Great wrap up. We hit some great points, man. Any final thoughts on it from y'all? Like anything going on that I missed y'all want to chat about?
We'll just say
Mm.
last time we were talking, y'all said that TikTok was not gonna get banned. Y'all were like it's not
It
gonna get
did, but
banned.
then it didn't.
Well, it technically never actually got banned. They put that message out there before it actually got banned. It had 2 more days left, man. So really, we just saw a little political theater and a little kneeling for the king as the changing of the guard happened.
Oh, that's a good question. All right, so apparently Trump he declined the ban for like 75 days. What do y'all think is gonna happen in the next 70 days, however long? Do y'all think it's gonna be sold, or y'all think it's gonna be out for good?
Definitely
So that's
sold.
actually what I was going to segue to, because y'all brought up Microsoft, and I don't know if y'all been seeing the headlines, but the last like probably 24 hours, I've been seeing that Microsoft is pretty serious about purchasing TikTok. I don't
I saw
know
that too.
if that's gonna, yeah, I don't know if that's actually gonna come to fruition, but I don't know how I feel about it. I don't,
You
I
you
don't,
you
at
leaving
least to my
some out on
knowledge.
that though. There's one more part, isn't there?
There's another part to it. Well, tell me. I don't know.
Apparently, Trump suggests that when the purchase is made, that it be 50% owned by the United States, whoever gets it.
Oh,
So you talking about a pure
God.
state-owned media solution right there, boy.
Yeah, it's not gonna be fun
As
no more then. Hey,
yeah,
I mean, when dude, as soon as
hey,
he said Microsoft, it wasn't fun anymore. I love
yeah.
no,
my.
they
That's what I
said
I
originally was
made.
thinking.
I paid my bills
But
with Microsoft, but
right,
that's not outside of Xbox. Microsoft is about business and productivity. I
yeah.
just don't know if they're the right people. Just the way they bought, the same way they bought Skype. I don't know that they're the right people to really buy TikTok. But if they can buy it and be hands off, it's cool. But
I hope they get
But
it,
they
man.
probably will. They
Anybody
probably
but
won't be hands
Elon,
off.
bro.
you be
It,
on Teams TikTok.
it's some companies that ain't they money ain't longer than Elon's, bro. Microsoft. It's multi-trillion
Elon
dollar
money ain't
company,
that
bro.
long. Elon money is tied into a stock. Elon money is not that long like you think.
Bro, if
What
you
about
got
Larry Ellison and Oracle?
bro, if you got 300 mil, you can get a $50 billion loan, bro. That's how he bought.
Yeah,
That's how he bought Twitter. So yeah,
yeah.
Microsoft they money longer, bro. So I hopefully they can get it. Microsoft got LinkedIn and they didn't screw it up. So
But
I
that's
hope
a
they get it.
business product, man. That's the only thing, man.
Oh, I didn't know that they had LinkedIn. That's
Oh yeah,
Oh
that's a
yeah,
Microsoft
that's
product.
news
that's
to
a
me.
20 bill.
There's like a shortcut on your keyboard. If you hit it, it'll take you to LinkedIn.
Mm.
That's what's
Keep
up.
talking
That
about.
makes sense why it's all integrated into 365 now too. You can see your coworkers' LinkedIn accounts and stuff.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I was wondering why they had an integration. But yeah,
Yeah, man.
but anyways,
Y'all talking about Windows computers, man. We don't do that over here. But yeah, man. Yeah, man. Great
okay.
pod, man. Yeah, it's Mac down over here, bro. Got the AirPods, got the phone, got the computer, man. That's how we do it.
I'm
But
on the
yeah,
Mac, but I'm deep in that Azure, man. I'm deep in that 365 and that Intra, man. That's kind of my
oh
bread and
yeah,
butter.
IT guy.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah,
man.
You're
it's
IT.
way better.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, man. Great pod. Glad y'all could hop on today, man. This has been real. It's been good. Great combos. Hopefully we could do it again next week. And man, y'all have a
Yep.
good one.
Peace.
Hey,
All right, y'all.
Peace out, y'all.
All right,
see ya. Peace.
y'all. All right, leave. End session for